the VTuber community has been through a lot. So, a lot of things are going on, like the graduation of Nanashi and Matara's leaving speech shoto. Girl's about to graduate. A lot of things going on. And I did not expect this. This is the worst apology I've ever seen. Now, this is based on my opinion, what I see. If you see something that I not say in this video, it's based on what I see, alright? You can correct me if I'm wrong, if you want. So, there's a lot going on. So, there's gonna be a long video about this. So, grab some snacks and popcorn, because it's gonna be a long ride. If you don't know about, you generally should, because a lot of people are creating content about this. It impacted the community a lot. So I literally am Sorry, I am hard time speaking, because literally this is so hard for me to process, because I used to watch a lot. And the amount of distrust she put her in the community. The reason I put Tectone in this, because he's mostly right. Because he gives his own opinion about it. You can say I'm wrong all you want. But it's important to know what's your opinion about this. But we all know Sinder needs to do something to improve her reputation if she wants to save it. If she put that apology to the trash and redid it, probably some people come back. Because then, there's no way saving her reputation after that. Now, Tecton relax to the apology. I'll get my take into this. I'll pause the video. It's a reaction video. If you hate it, then go see the original video in the description. I'll put everything. Alright? Before I start the video, I'm gonna give my own opinion about this. Alright? If you don't get past a lot, I'm gonna say this one thing. You shouldn't blame someone for your own misfortune. Take full accountability what happened. Because then, no one's gonna trust you. Anyways, let's start the video. It's gonna be hard.
Welcome back to what I would assume is the finale of everything going on with the Sinder VTuber drama. We had the original 5 documents that were dropped yesterday. We had another post of Silvervale from earlier today. And now we have Cinder's apology, that's what she quoted it as of 1 minute ago. I wanted to get up to date on this immediately. This was just posted. We are reacting live on YouTube. So let's get into it, huh? We're going to read everything. We're going to analyze everything. And I will give you guys a TLDR at the end of this video, as well as a Twitter post. But I encourage you guys to not hear my TLDR and accept it as face value. These are people's lives. Listen, there's Cinder's side, there's my side, and then there's the truth. The only thing that matters is your opinion. So formulate your own opinions. I will merely be here to weigh in on my thoughts, obviously, from her side of, I like everybody involved in this drama. I like Silvervale. I like Cotton. I like Bao. I like my brain is fried, by the way. I like Sinder, you know? I like everybody here. So I'm just going to try to be as unbiased as possible and weigh in whenever I can. And let's just talk the facts. Here we go. There's nothing I can say to make this better, but I will try my best to properly convey my feelings, frustrations, and my mistakes. I'd like to explain my point of view and apologize to each party affected. Redacted has been my co-content creator since I began making content, managing all aspects of what I do, and being a major part of why I'm here. We have also been in a relationship since the start of my endeavors. This was very obvious. It looks like Sinder will confirm that Redacted was their boyfriend. Everybody saw this coming. No one's shocked. Wow, man, a VTuber manager that you live with. Oh, it's your boyfriend? Oh my God. It's no secret that many VTubers choose to keep their public and personal lives separate, and I'm no different. And I want to make this very clear. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, as a guy who was in a relationship in the public eye, that shit sucked mondo ass. That shit was fucking terrible. Having every aspect of your life be scrutinized underneath a magnifying glass, it was fucking miserable. I don't blame Sinder for doing this whatsoever. It's blatantly obvious to anybody who knows how this shit works. And honestly, I get why people do it. One, it gives you peace of mind that nobody has to go after your boyfriend for anything. And two, well, I'll be real, there's a reason why there's so many bisexual single streamers, and that's because streamers want you to fall in love with them and think that you're going to be in a relationship with them. It's pathetic. It feeds on parasocialism, and let's be real, it's not going anywhere. It's been like this since COVID-19, and it'll continue to be here when COVID 2025 comes out. As of yesterday,
I want to give my opinion on that. That's actually true. I see most of the times. For me, I will put a, what do you call it? A line between my viewers and myself. Now, I'm going to keep my personal life out of this, what I'm doing, because no one needs to know, and I don't want anyone to know. Now, I won't do this. I see some people will do this just for some, something else. I don't know. I don't know what people think. I've seen occasionally people doing this. It's sad. It's ridiculous. For me, I treat everyone as a friend. I don't treat anyone beyond that. If you guys like me as a friend, I'll be appreciated too, because it's too freaking weird. I'd rather keep it that way. Anyways, that's what. Continue.
Yesterday, he is no longer working with me, and I have not extensively discussed any of this with him. Where our personal situation goes from here and will be figured out between us privately. Where our personal situation goes from here will be figured out between us privately. I never intended to mention this publicly, but given that the claims are out there, I want everyone to know I'm taking this seriously. After years of working on everything together, his hyper-business-oriented outlook warped my view of what it is I should be doing and what should be important to me as I navigate this career path. Okay. This screams attempting to use your partner as a scapegoat. Sinder, to my knowledge, is a grown-ass woman. This, to me, screams insincerity. This, to me, screams I'm looking for a scapegoat. We're going to write this down. This can be fixed if she addresses her own wrongdoings later. Sinder's documents, major takeaways. Redacted is confirmed to be manager. Sinder claims that Redacted warped her POV to be much more shark-like business minded. Great. Let's keep going here.
Why? You're not gonna say this more part of it? She's not sorry. Anyways, she's not sorry. That's what I'm gonna say. In my opinion, of course. Because if she's blaming it on somebody, she won't take any accountability.
I have a terrible work-life balance as it is, and being around projects and streams all day, every day made me lose sight of the point. It took all of this happening for me to realize that this behavior isn't normal or healthy, and it's not an outlook I want to have. This doesn't absolve me of the things I've willingly done and went along with, or the way I've treated people who are fully undeserving. It absolutely doesn't. It absolutely doesn't absolve you of anything. Yes. Yeah. Gives an attempt at an apology and takes some accountability. Speculation seems like she's trying to throw Red under the bus and feign ignorance. Let's continue here. This is already looking really bad in my opinion, guys. All right. In regards to Nanolis, for the majority of time working with her, Red was the one almost solely doing communication about new plans and negotiations through his private DMs. Nano had a project server we were all a part of where the actual art and models were worked on, but the conversations were focused around the work itself. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation over Nano's commission decisions, and I should have been more diligent in my oversight. Sinder claims she was ignorant to the full extent of Red's manipulation on Nano.
I had to move
I
myself.
don't know about that, guys. Every time I had been told that Nano had agreed to work on a new commission
You guys
with
didn't
me,
see the notes.
it had been willingly and with excitement. From my point of view, it was that she genuinely wanted to be working on these things. I wanted to work with Nano as much as I possibly could, making her the art and face of my brand. We had come to the conclusion that it'd be in my best interest to talk with Nano about making more time for my project by negotiating with her to cut the other work. This was wrong for us to push onto her, and it was wrong to the other creators who wanted the chance of working with her. There was only one specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano to contribute her project with, not an entire list. Of her own volition, Nano canceled a large portion of her model. Okay, let's see this. Sinder claims that they were responsible for only canceling one VTuber's works premeditatedly. Meditatedly. How do you spell meditatedly?
I don't even know how to spell that too.
Okay, that's fine. Let's keep going here. Of her own volition, Nano canceled a large portion of her model commissions last September. However, the claim that I was just using her is wrong. I've always treated Nano with respect and as my friend. I did give her a lot of work. We did everything we could to accommodate her schedule if she needed more time or break, and even helped her with her own project and payments multiple times. I've invited her on my stream. I've sent her my merch and things she's made for me, and I was always open to talking about her things outside of her projects. In the instances, we would message each other. Regarding the exclusivity deal made between them, I had no part of the direct negotiation of their eventual agreement, and I had no knowledge of Bao and Cotton being included in this list. If I had known my friends were included, I would have said something to put a stop to it. I was only aware of it being about one person I was unfairly pursuing. Guys, this is kind of stinky. Yep, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of stinky.
I'm gonna give my opinion on this. If you saw Nino as a friend, why pressure her? There's so many screenshots of you pressuring her. Literally forcing her. And you prove it to yourself. Oh my gosh. You said it yourself too, Slender. Oh my gosh. There's no way of saving her now.
This has no accountability written over this. This sounds like she's trying very hard to be the victim in this. This does not look good.
Yeah, she does not.
This does not look good.
Yeah?
This is looking quite bad. When Nano had messaged me about this agreement about a month later, I was under the assumption that this was only about Silvervale. I was upset, and my initial messages to her were very guilt-trippy, but I wasn't going to force Nano to do anything she wasn't okay with and tried reassuring her that I was okay with her decision. Nano had also never come to me as seriously and professionally as her document was looking to address the issues she had with either of us or to terminate our partnership. Then show the DMs.
Yeah, show it.
If you said that there's messages of this, then show the DMs then. Note, there has been 0 DMs or screenshots.
Trump is now in his first month
Oh
in
my
office. And we want to know how
gosh.
you think he's doing as president. You guys know how I think.
Included in
An
the
ad.
entire document. I had no idea there was
How
even a
did I get
conversation
an
about
ad
Sky
for
Lily recently between
politics?
Red and Nano until reading her document. It's true I had confided in Red that lately I hadn't been hearing from Lily like I had in the past and was worried something was wrong, but that's as far as it went. And he took it upon himself to try digging for more info, and I was never even aware Nano was even ever planning to work on a model for my other friends. Giddy, I do not condone anything about what Red said about Bao in these DMs either, and him using we and our in this context is abhorrently incorrect, and I believe was done to gain greater credibility behind what he was saying. Sinder says she had now even less of an idea of what Red was communicating, even though there were screenshots of her admitting that she did.
That's what I mean. That's why I said there were screenshots of it. Well, you can't trust my words at all, obviously. You gotta trust Tecton's word on that. This was based on my opinion and what I saw, alright? I have to keep saying that because I know people will skip through this.
All I'm saying is there are screenshots that are already out
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
that have said that
In
she
my
knows
opinion,
exactly what is being happened. This is screaming stinky, guys. Yes, Red and I were initially upset when Bao hired my editor, and I took it personally when I shouldn't have. I felt as if maybe my content wasn't good enough, or like I wasn't paying enough for his work, but I accepted it, and I was happy for him for getting that bag and supporting one of my friends at the same time. And yes, I was also upset when Sack, the Boss Rush MV editor, had told us that he won't be working on any future projects with us and instead be working exclusively for Bao. But Red got in his head that it was Bao's fault that it happened, and seemingly held a grudge for it. He was very passionate about Boss Rush and the potential future projects around it, but he told me without an MV editor as talented as Sack, the future projects wouldn't reach the same heights. So he created this headcanon that's laid out in those DMs. I wasn't convinced this was the case, but it's my fault for never speaking with Bao about these things directly to clear things up and letting it spiral to the point it got to. Admits she was jealous and upset with Bao over the editor debacle. Let's keep going here. Every comment here about her own music, guilt tripping, and claims about her shared feelings towards her are disgusting, and I honestly don't know why he thought this way about my close friend beyond the resentment over those two things, or why it was worth sabotaging over.
I don't know
It's just business screenshot of my DMs with Nano's document in November of 2023, and I'll go into the thought process of everything I said here. What Red was trying to explain to Nano is that if everyone has a model by her, then the innate value of her models overall are diminished by there being an oversaturated of that type of model out there. If everyone in the world had a VTuber model done by her, then the value of her having the model would be the same as if there were only a handful of them, which he viewed as a negative for me. I understand where he was coming from, but in the VTuber space, this isn't something we should have pursued. Nano has an amazing skill where she's able to draw each of her VTuber children uniquely, so I was never upset about seeing the new model siblings. In many cases, I was there cheering them on at their debuts and looking to collab with them as sisters when it could. Me saying it's just business was referring to my acceptance of Nano's business decisions, whether she chose to work with me or not. Sinder claims the "it's just business" screenshot was horribly misinterpreted and that she meant that Nano was free to do whatever she wanted. I mean, we're tripling down here, boys.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
this is a bona fide triple down.
Yeah, it is.
This is actually insane. I mean, I'm trying to get my personal feelings out of this. Let me save that for the end. Let's just go over the facts of what she herself has admitted and see what she is also claiming. Okay. This was not in reference to anyone's model being canceled. Further explain to her that it's okay if she chooses not to work with me. I can understand where the next part can sound manipulative, but my intention was to reminisce about the journey we had together up to this point. But at this time, I wasn't sure if this is where Nano and I should stop working together as frequently as we had been, and I have to look for a new model artist. I then encouraged her to work on projects she decided about while I talked to Red about finding projects that work with her schedule. When talking about Silvervale, I need to start at the beginning.
Can I pause this? Didn't she say that Nina was her friend? Or I'm forgetting about it. I just realized, I know although she said Nina was her friend, but then she says business. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing right now. Bro, what is this? Oh gosh, this apology is so worse in my opinion. You can tell me in the comments if I'm seeing this wrong.
I was Sinder. I was a pink cherry blossom girl named Tashi that did ASMR content. When the VTuber boom happened in 2020, COVID-19, I knew I wanted to join in. Red and I contacted an artist in October, and they were set to start my VTuber design in December. The plan was to take my cherry blossom persona Tashi and make her a pink-white wolf girl VTuber. In November of that same year, Silvervale revealed her Sakura wolf design. I had heard of Silvervale earlier that year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. We knew we had to pivot before we were stuck with a design that would just be a copy of one of the most popular VTubers at the time. Like I've explained many times in my stream, I knew I wanted to be a wolf girl, so I mixed my love of okami and metal music into the design and came out with a hellhound. My name was originally going to be Ember, but Red came up with the name Sinder since it was a mix of Sin plus Cinder. Okay? Both hell and fire themed. It was only a coincidence that it ended up being similar to Silver. I was genuinely interested in pursuing her. I think that's fine. I don't know where the fuck this even comes from. Sinder claims that the name Sinder was a mix of sin plus cinder, thought of by Red, not an attempt to copy or sound like Silver, though I'm not sure who asked. All right, cool. I was genuinely interested in pursuing a friendship with her and drew fan art of myself together. On the other hand, Red was in my ear the whole time saying how great working together would be, since again, he's been the business-oriented side of my brand. Since I started streaming, I have been ruthlessly compared to Silvervale, being called the discount version of her. I was accused of copying her design, copying her personality, even copying her laugh of all things. And there was a large number of people who were diehard believers in the fact that I stole all these attributes maliciously of my own gain, citing the art I posed of her together and inspiration, when in reality this was referring to the decision to become a hellhound. The only time Silvervale was mentioned in the original designing my character was when we explained why we were pivoting to something else, and there was no references of her character involved. I grew more and more resentful over Silver over time. Between the constant belittling of myself, a controversy around my waifu, and other incidents, even though she herself never interacted with me directly. Admits that she has a grudge towards Silvervale after the constant comparisons made by the community.
Can I pause this? Sorry, my model is bugging and I can't control it. I'm gonna put a text over this. But I'm gonna say this. Why did you stop her model from being created? Just so you know, Silvervale is creating a model for her birthday. That's how messed up this is. Why are you so envious? You got so many people supporting you, loving you. I don't get this mindset. How can you be jealous? You got so many. Got a lot of friends.
And it was also that fact that made me insecure. Like, I wanted to know if she believed all these things or not, if it really felt as if she didn't, like that I even existed in the same space. So at the point I was working with Nano, consistently we brought up not making any more models of her. If a VTuber model is how everyone recognizes you, then it'd be harder to compare us directly if we no longer look alike or have that shared similarity. It was a wrong and selfish decision, but it made me feel better, and that's why it was a constant topic with Nano. Red pushed for this harder than I ever did because he knew how it affected me for years, but no matter what the outcome was, I wasn't going to walk away with working with Nano. Silver was completely undeserving of this treatment, and it was my own insecurities that led me to make this choice. I became unapologetically evil towards her due to no direct action of her own. There's no excuse for any of this.
Good.
Apologizes to Silvervale for treating her so harshly and trying to ruin her business ordeals with Nano. Says that Silver didn't deserve that at all. Finally, some accountability.
Yeah.
Moving on from Silvervale, let me talk about Spite. Once again, I had no involvement or knowledge of Red bringing up Spite to Nano in 2023. My only personal involvement with excluding someone specific from working with Nano was Silver. My design sheet and outfit were finished and made public at the very start of 2021. The first thing she mentions is a debut teaser in 2022 that was apparently posted the same day as her original debut, which I honestly don't know at the time was intentional or not. I don't know when I first discovered Spite, and it could have been after she debuted. When I first debuted, I was very possessive of my design details. I had made it a year and a half since my design sheet was finished and public to having a full VTuber debut. I watched everything grow and change from the sidelines, and I didn't want anyone else to capitalize on my concept before I could. Soon after my original debut, I remember Spike getting an update to her model that made it seem like she more closely resembled me, including fire added to her model. Without evidence, I saw it and thought she must have copied me, but I never did anything about it other than voice my frustrations to Red. I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't...
Come on.
It got stuck in the branch that it was growing on, and then it also has a line from where it was.
didn't want to have ownership over a fire design as a design detail. The references for the ripped shirt and shorts outfit on my bikini model was given to Nano in June of 2022 with the purpose of having a cover-up outfit that would be safe for Twitch. The merch art she's referring to was designed on my concept with my fire changing blue. The fact that the rest of the art was grayscale was the artist's choice since it was going on the back of a hoodie. and I didn't have a say, or at least I didn't have a counter being that final decision. There was no intent to deliberately look like Spite with this piece. Unfortunately, both my Angel and Sleepy outfits being similar to outfit Spite has done in the past was just a coincidence. Claims that the outfit similarity with Spite are merely just a coincidence. Man, 4 coincidences in a row, man.
I
Man,
think not.
that's pretty unlucky, huh? Yeah, that is,
In my opinion, I think it's not a coincidence. Coincidence? I think not, in my opinion. I have to say that. Because I have no proof saying. There's no proof. This is based on my opinion. Too much coincidence? Not true. My opinion. I keep saying this twice, because sometimes my mic doesn't pick it up, so.
that is pretty unlucky. No screenshots, no dates of this, by the way. Claims that she had all of those outfit ideas before Spite. No proof or screenshots shown at all.
Her sources trust me, bro.
I had always planned to one day make an Angel counterpart to my Demon outfit when it was being made in 2023, and my original reference sheet laid the groundwork for that idea. I've never liked theming anything around my brand in a religious light, so I chose to make an Angel form more Greek or Valkyrie than biblical. I wonder if Sinder realizes that demons are also biblical, and they're also religious. I wonder if she gets that. Which also gives it a similar look to my demon form. The Sleepy outfit was a last-minute decision to pivot from fully new 3.0 model because I had the opportunity to work with gamer subs on an AFK flavor. Spite never should have received the hate comments on her outfit or any comments comparing us or belittling her because of my existence, and I never advocated for anyone to do so, especially given my experience. Says that Spite doesn't deserve the hate she gets for merely looking like. Spite also brought up another creator who reached out to her about the experience with me, and I can only assume it's Nyan Tales. No idea who this is. They are an ASM artist who at one point posted a Hellhound OC for one of their upcoming ASMR videos, and it was undoubtedly created using me as a reference. This was right after my debut, and like I said, I was very protective of my design elements being unique to me, and I overreacted. Shortly after, I apologized, and they agreed to adjust the character design, and I thought the matter was settled. At the very start of my online career, I was GFE ASM artist. Before I started my own channel, I had gotten to listening to roleplay audios myself. I had always been a shut-in throughout high school and college. I wasn't happy with my life and relationship were at the time. After uploading my few audios, my channel started growing fast. This was the first time I was inundated with so many people wanting to know and talk to me. And I got lost in the excitement of it all, not fully coming to terms with the messages because these kind of content I was making. I was immature and inexperienced how to conduct myself online. I never had any IRL friends, and I met Rain doing ASMR. I quickly became comfortable chattering with him about everything, divulging my grievances about my personal life when I shouldn't have. I cheated on my boyfriend with Rain in these conversations, flirting and sexting.
Whoa.
Sinder admits fully to being a cheater, betraying her boyfriend's trust with Red.
That? I'm sorry for pausing, love. This is a reaction. This is borderman. Cheating is unacceptable. What gender you are? Sorry, my motor's breaking. I can't make this better. Right? So if I look, this model looks smiling. I ain't smiling, by the way, because my tracking is breaking. Because I have a mic in front of my face and it thinks I'm smiling. It's so freaking ridiculous. Anyways,
Sinder claims these misactions were due to being young and having no friends. Jesus. I used Rain for emotional comfort and sexual fantasy while I let my real life relationship collapse. It was about my dissatisfaction with my personal life, escaping into messages with someone else who I found through content focused around GF and BFRP. It was never about climbing the ladder with Rain, and I find that being his takeaway from why I moved on baffling. By the time I was ready to debut as Sinder, I wanted to leave that in the past. Still to this day, I regret my decision, and I've been living with it since, and I was lucky to be able to mend my relationship after this. And lastly, I want to address
It's Senator
oh my
Kirsten
gosh.
Gillibrand, your DSCC chair, and I need your help immediately.
Wait. So is Red the same boyfriend that she cheated on? Let me read that again. Imagine with someone else who I found through content creation, GFBFRP, is never climb the ladder with Ryan, and I find being his cake away from why I moved on baffling. By the time I was ready to debut as Sinder, I want to leave that in the past. Still to this day, I regret my decisions and living with a sense, and I was lucky to be able to mend my relationship after this. Seems that Red was the boyfriend that got cheated on, yet no direct confirmation. Potential cucking may have occurred. Okay. Red is redacted. It's in the name. Yeah, I know. I don't want to write that. That's too much. Okay. And lastly, I want to address Peaches. There's a very big problem I have, and I'm sure...
Wait, can we go back? Sorry.
And lastly, I don't want to write that. That's too much. Okay. It's in the name. Yeah. Okay. Red is redacted.
Oh, Red is redacted. Bro, my brain is so damn dead. Oh my gosh, bro. Alright, I'm not ridiculous.
It's in the name. Yeah, I know. I want to address Peaches. There's a very big problem I have, and I'm sure many other positions might do too. At the end of the day, I am one person. I am one person working on multiple projects with multiple companies, talking to dozens of people, and streaming for hours almost every day. I've never had a big social battle, and I get tired very easily when interacting with people. I haven't had very much energy at all over the past year, leading to me taking frequent naps. I've really been able to keep up with the closest handful of friends on a frequent basis, let alone everyone else. Red has always been a big help in keeping up with things, but he doesn't do everything. I'm sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. I've always cherished your friendship, and I was so excited to meet you in Paris. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me, and I've never thought to purposely drop you just because I could. I'm sorry. I know I've made fun of people who feel forgotten or ignored. It's so easy to get caught up in projects or what I'm doing. Well, I have the energy to do it. That people fall by the wayside. I understand the feelings of those who resonate with this, and all I can say is sorry. Apologizes to Peaches for forgetting about them. Claims they got busy with content creation. And I don't deserve to be able to contact everyone involved directly to personally apologize, so I'll do it here in case they read it. Okay, here we go. Nana, I'm so sorry. I let the things get to this point. Put this down. Personal apology. Hold up. Sinder wrote a personal apology to every person involved. Nano, Bow, Sack, Cotton, Lily, Silver, Spite, Peaches, Rain, and her community. Okay. I'm so sorry I let this lead to a point or even entertain the thought of you working exclusively with me. That's not fair to you. I wouldn't be here without you, and I wouldn't have been able to do most of what I've already done without you. I felt overly attached to our relationship over the past 4 years and loved your work so much that I wanted to make myself exclusive to your art and should have never sought those feelings to be reciprocated. Everything you've ever worked on for me was always so perfect, and I lost sight of how everyone else around me would have felt. I have no intention of pressing you into anything, but looking back on my cloud of judgment, I can see how my messages felt that way. When I talked about how models helped you improve, I meant that as looking back on your own far we've come together. We've been friends for so long and cheered each other when we both started growing and getting more opportunities like plushies, figures, etc. You had been my exclusive artist for full live 2D models for the majority of my time as a VTuber, and of course I would have been sad if you didn't want to continue that relationship. But in all of our other private DMs, I was okay with you ultimately doing what was best for yourself. I saw you as someone I trusted and loved to work with and wanted to make sure you were still taking care of yourself with all the projects you took on, mine or otherwise. I never saw you as just a business partner. I thought it was reassuring that I'd always be understanding if you want to move on to other projects. I genuinely appreciate our friendship. I always saw you as a close friend. I'm sorry for what I put you through. Okay. To Bao, since the start I've always admired you, how genuine you've always been to everyone.
Alright, I cannot do with this model, bro. Not for pausing up. My model thinks I'm smiling, which is I'm not. Oh, no one's gonna believe me. I'll turn this off. Because it ain't working. Alright, I'm going to have to do this. Going to make myself not talk. Ooh, shoot. Alright, there we go. There we go.
Bao's fucking nuts. And I love that about her. I wouldn't be here without you. Either I'm discussing with myself or buying into the narrative that my friends were competition. I've never had such genuine friendships in my life. especially with you. We've gotten to know each other so well online and in person. You've already been through so much, and the last thing I want to do is cause more harm. But I did. I'm sorry for not reaching out sooner about these ideas that were put into my head. I wish we would have been able to talk about this too. I didn't know about the severity of things that had been said and theorized by my own friends behind my back until now. It's my fault for not realizing the things Red was saying about you. The countless friendships I've made here within the last several years mean so much more to me than him and the business side of things. And his way of thinking. No amount of popularity or money means more to me than relationships. I've built in this community. I've always been myself, whether that be a streamer or in person. And I hope the friends I make can understand that I've never condoned this behavior in any of the things that were said about my friends. I've always wanted everyone around me to thrive and find happiness. I can't just how disappointed I am that I didn't see this sooner until it got to a breaking point. I'm sorry, Val. This is a zero accountability post.
Oh.
Like straight up. Like
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story.
this is a zero accountability.
First, sorry for pausing that. First, I was kind of happy. She kind of apologized. Then I realized she take no responsibility because everything she does is going to lead to her. Even though she says, "Oh, that's not me," you hired that person, so you should know what they're doing. That's your manager. So they keep in touch with you. There's no freaking way you're ignored by this. There's no freaking way unless you're blind.
Post.
Sorry,
There's
that's
no way this much shit happens and you don't know about it. This is so stinky. Like legit. Why are you guys sorry for Red? He's also a piece of shit. Oh, I don't feel sorry for him at all. Yeah, I'm gonna be real, man. Like I don't feel sorry for him at all. I don't care. Yeah, straight up. Yep. I don't care at all. Zero. I don't give a fuck. To Sack, I love beginning to chat with you in person. Absolutely loved all the hard work you put into the Boss Rush song. I was so grateful to hear you were on board to edit the MV. I don't remember exactly why the stream got pushed back, but I definitely wouldn't have put the blame on you knowing about how soon the deadline was when you started working on it. I was so thankful for your willingness to complete the project despite everything and how the quality of it turned out was incredible. I can't believe how Red talked about you, especially after all the effort you put in for me. I'm so sorry for everything that happened. To Cotton and Lily, I'm sorry you had to get dragged into this. It's my fault. I let it get this far, but I hope you can believe me when I say I had no knowledge of Red bringing you to Nano's DMs. I just learned about all this myself, and there could have been so many other friends affected by this narrative, and the things have always had to be competitive. If I knew Red was trying to exclude specific friends in this exclusivity deal, I would have spoken up. None of my friendships are worth sacrificing over an art piece. I loved being your friend and all the memories we've shared, and I hope someday you can forgive me for allowing this to happen. To Silver, since the start, I love that I saw someone else sharing so many similars and interests to me, and I thought maybe someday we could talk about it and all be good friends. I was blinded by all these hate comments around me calling you my lesser half, or calling me your lesser half. I hate the person I've become towards you. I tried reaching out some time ago to start up a friendly conversation to change things up and make things right, say hi to you at conventions and support your endeavors, but despite all that, I was still being eaten alive by my own doubts or fear or harassment. I was pressured by my community as a whole to try reaching out to collaborate since I got these messages so often comparing us, and I hope we could work something out. The photo of me at the meet and greet was taken candidly, and I thought it looked so cute. And I posed it without asking you to ask me, which was so wrong of me. I was so wrong for letting everyone get in my head about all these malicious feelings. I'm sorry for any opportunities I've taken away from you. I'm sorry, Silver. To Spite, I'm sorry I assumed your things or your design that wasn't true. And I'm sorry you've been harassed by commenters needing to compare us. And I apologize for the way Red spoke about you to Nano. You didn't deserve any of this, Spite. I'm sorry. To Peaches, I'm sorry if I made it seem like I was ignoring you or ghosting you. I was so happy we had the opportunity to meet in person, and I was apologetic with how busy things were for me at the time. I wanted to spend more time with you, but as I got more and more DMs, messages, everything became so overwhelming. I've always had a low social battery that made it so hard for me to keep up to date with all my friends. I've never had any ill feelings towards you, and I still don't. To Rain, you were the first person I met as an ASM artist during a time where I was immature and vulnerable. I ended up being consumed by the content I was making, and it led me to making an awful decision I still think about and regret. I was not in a good spot at the time. I've hated myself for this kind of behavior, and it took a very long time for me to move on from what happened. I have no excuses. I'm sorry you were dragged into the drama, and I'm sorry how I made you feel after I just wanted to close the book on things. Final apology. I'm sorry to my pyro pups and my mods for expecting me to lead by example better than this. I'm sorry to the VTuber community for looking towards me as someone to aspire to. I'm sorry to Kaiser, who's put his heart and soul into everything he's ever done for me, and he's not even talking to you about how I felt. I'm sorry to the dozens of artists that put their hard work into me, and I'm sorry for the rest of my friends who I've let down. I've led a bad example, and I don't expect forgiveness. I've made many mistakes in my 5 years on the internet, and I'm only one person, living the one life I get for the first and only time, like everyone else. As I said at the start, I ended up developing an extremely unhealthy work-life balance, and the harm Red has caused with the way he viewed things is irreparable.
He is taking no accountability, bro.
This was almost such a good apology at the very end. All right. The way I've been perceiving things lately is not how I want to view the world moving forward, and this goes to show there's a lot I need to address and improve if I'm continue being a creator. I'm devastated that the friendship so special to me may, understandably, never be mended again. I love my job and all the friends I've had. Thank you for reading, Sinder. Okay. That's the whole document. Yeah. I think we got all of the major takeaways. Here's where I get to talk about how I feel. First of all, Sinder, if we ever bump into each other at a con, or if you ever want to DM me, I don't care. I want to make that very clear. I don't care. If you want to come play golf with friends, sure. I don't care. But a great talk that I think you need to understand is how to take accountability.
Yeah. No!
Rush deliveries cost extra.
This whole apology, this whole note really screams feigning accountability. And this, in the VTuber space, is completely going to blow up in your face. I cannot foresee the comments going well to this. I cannot. This screams that you are trying to shift the blame off to your boyfriend so fucking bad. And I really think you should have taken full accountability for your actions. Maybe made a little note at the beginning, but at some point, every time you went to apologize, you would say, but it was because of my boyfriend. But it was because of my trauma. And at a certain point, you just got to acknowledge that you were incredibly backstabby and business-minded. Now, I'll be real. I'm friends with some of the worst people on the internet. I don't care. I'll be real, Sinder. I got 8 friends worse than you in my close circle. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I'm like close friends with a fucking drug dealer. I don't care. Right? Because people are people, and as long as you're fun, I don't care. But this type of reputation in the VTubing space, I think you're fucked. Straight up. You'll probably be okay, but I doubt we're going to be in any collabs with any of these people that you fucked over in this document. And to be completely honest, I don't think your apologies were good enough. I don't. You provided no screenshots, no proof, no text on anything that you yourself said that you had. And I don't think that's a good look. And these weren't screenshots or DMs of like any graphic or intimate detail. These were very easily shareable screenshots. That's my opinion. Sinder, I do think for your own good, I do think you need to change and grow as a person. But yeah, this was a rough read. We'll see how the internet takes it. And why don't we give that a little look right now?
It's not going too well. It's not going too well. People were angry. I saw the replies to that tweet. I'm going to say this. He's absolutely right. There's no point of her evidence. That's my opinion. Because I agree with Tecto right there. He could have hit on at that point. But she takes zero accountability, blames on her boyfriend. There's no way you don't know about this unless you have solid proof, but you don't. Sinder. If I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. This is based on what I saw, my own opinion. You can say I'm wrong.
Top comment was, dude, fuck off.
Oh. Oh my gosh! Based!
I fucking love Puff Puff. Yep. That was the end of the document. My personal thoughts, if you care. This document was a horrible attempt at an apology. Very little to zero true accountability taken. This was a horrible attempt at throwing her boyfriend under the bus for their both shared issues they've caused, which I predicted would be the direction of this document. This whole ordeal makes me quite sad, knowing how many people felt hurt by this, and I don't believe anyone is going to approve or enjoy reading this whatsoever. Sad.
Yeah.
Great. Summarized it, kept biases out until the personal feeling section at the end for anyone too lazy to read. Now let's read these. This post was kind of stinky. Kind of a bummer. And that's me being so nice. That's me being so nice. I am holding back tremendously. That is me holding back so much. Yeah, hopefully this helps make everybody kind of get informed. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that short little 42-minute breakdown. I appreciate all you guys for all the new like, comment, and subscribers.
Alright, there's gonna be a lot of what I say. They ain't funny anymore that this happened. For my personal experience, I have the worst friend. Not as much as Tectones, I don't have friends that last time. Nor I want to make friends. But VTubing is literally based on collabs. And for me, I have zero opportunity. You know why? No one is going to collab with a no-face, no-voice VTuber. But that doesn't mean you should backstab your friends who supported you. I've seen so many VTubers. Some VTubers, sorry. Some of the VTubers I saw don't care about the community. I don't know why, but they only care when I get views. The reason I'm kinda hesitated to make this content is just I want to get my opinion on this. I'm just having problems. I decide if I want to, because I don't want to get too much hate. It's so hard to be a VTuber like that. You know why I'm making it hard for me? If people like my content rather than care about my voice, doing that goal is literally nearly impossible. I get AI, is this a dude comment every day? But that does not give me the right to take down my friend. That does not give me right. I know she gives little credibility, but don't throw anyone under the bus. Don't backstab. Take full responsibility. I don't get how people don't get it. I know I see some worse apology YouTuber. in my opinion. And I keep saying that because people will skip. Oh, you're gonna cut that out of context. This makes me flabbergasted and speak. You're gonna hear some back sounds, sorry. I'm not too a fan of this. This is my personal opinion about this. It's just, if you ever feel greedy, take a break. If you ever feel like you're going to that side, take a break. It's not saying you're gonna take a 2-week break that you notice you're not being yourself. Because your community will support you and your friend will support you. Take a break from everything. It's not going away unless you do. It's okay to take breaks. People don't realize it. It's alright. No one will leave unless they're not loyal. I don't have that much friends, and I don't want them to see me like this, because I don't think they want me. I don't have many supportive friends, but I don't throw them under the bus, because that's not what friends do. I don't know what about this. Is she going to either improve her reputation or make it worse? I don't know. But I'm not going to turn on my tracker on, because it's going to look weird because my microphone is in front of my face. Anyways, that's all I have today. Goodbye.